Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Empress Ariadne of the Eastern Roman Empire. Here you can see she sits upon her new throne in Constantinople, where she rules over the empire that is rightfully hers, alongside her husband Basileus Akakios and some of her most trusted advisor. She has to plan out what the future of the empire will hold. But first, let's take a look at our situation here, because I'm sure many of you are curious what things are like in the empire now that we have won our war and taken it over. Well, things are actually pretty good. So can take a look at our character here and you will see that we have a very vast amount of troops here that we can call upon, and this is just immediately after taking the throne here. So we have not let almost any time at all pass, just maybe a few days or no more than a few weeks here. So things are still progressing essentially where we last left off in the previous episode. But most importantly, let's take a look at our vassals, because this is a sign of the stability of the realm. And as you can see here, just as we kind of take a really rough kind of scroll down here of the vassals, the vast majority of them are highly in favor of us. So we have a few that have a negative opinion, but I think minus 14 from our brother who converted to Orthodox and has claims on all of our titles, and maybe has a rightful, reason to think that maybe he is the one who should be in charge of the empire, not to mention he's zealous as well. But other than that, pretty much everybody is very in favor of us. So yeah, things are looking pretty good here in the empire, and that's including our most powerful vassals as well. Despot Leon, Princess Sophia, Princess Eudokia, Despot Gerasimos of Anatolikon. Generally, everybody is pretty in favor of Basilisa Ariadne the Honorable here. So we're in actually a very good position. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some factions come up, but I would be surprised if they manage to gain enough power to threaten us or even to send an ultimatum. You'll see that there's quite a few vassals who are also prevented from joining factions as well. So we are actually in a position of pretty good stability here. So that is going to go pretty well. Not only that, but we are ruling alongside our husband, Basileus Akakios, who is the adopted son of Basileus Aristarchus. So he grew up in the court of Constantinople, and he knows all of these nobles. He knows how things work around here. He is an adequate bargainer. So he has an understanding, he's not a great character, but he has an understanding of court life in Constantinople, and that is going to be invaluable to us as the Empress here. So we do have a few things that we want to take care of. Namely, we are going to hold court because I think it's important to hold court now that there is peace within the empire. So let's see what our petitioners will have to say here. Who do we have first up here? It's my Heterie Frothi. He has an idea that can bring us either money or fame. You have amassed quite a collection of artifacts, so why not put them on display? You could charge for viewing your collection or for free so that more people will view it. People do have a tendency to want the things they see, so the downside might be that more people will try to claim your artifacts. Paid artifact exhibition? Monthly income plus 3%. That's not terrible. Let's see. Free monthly prestige plus 10%. You know what? I'm actually not really opposed if people try hostile artifact schemes. They can certainly go for it, but if they try to steal it, then we shall see. That's going to give us a nice little boost of money there. My huntsman, Duke Thomas, approaches carefully, cradling a woolen bundle. With a grin, he pulls back the swaddling, revealing a pair of squinting eyes above a lolling tongue. A puppy, he can hardly keep the excitable furball in his arms. A gift from the finest allant litter I have seen in some time, he says, between the face licks. You must take advantage and expand your kennels, my lady. Our kennels will have no competition. Oh, wow, 500. We gain a pet dog. Lose stress. Argaeus gets dog lovers for 30 years, and all members will be able to take the adopt puppy decision. I mean, that's really expensive. We could pay way less. Cats are superior companions. We could gain a pet cat instead. You know what? I'm gonna pick that option to get the extra bonuses just because it's cool. I know it costs a lot, but we're gonna make the money back extremely quickly. We're only making 11.4 because we've filled out our court completely with all of these expenses, but you can see that our armies is 16.9 of that. So once we have a chance to lower our armies, we will be making plenty of money and we won't need to worry about that at all. A thin, raggedy peasant stands before me, gawking at the opulence of my throne room. Obviously distracted, I call him to get his attention. Oh, I'm sorry, my lady. My village in Alexandria was hit by a blight this year. We've lost not only our crop, but our seed too. We have nothing. We shall starve without help. Glancing around my throne room again, he says, surely you have the wealth to spare. You will have the funds needed to rebuild. We could spend that and Alexandria. And we could get free labor. Let's see. You know what? Let's give them the funds they need to rebuild Alexandria while no longer our capital is the one of the most important holdings of House Argaeus. So we can spend that money. Like I said, we've got money to do that. So our business here is done. Excellent. And that is a beautiful court indeed. So what do we do in the meantime? There is this grand tournament here. It's kind of on its way. We probably could get there in time to join in, but I think that it's more important for the Basilisa here to go and deal with the one remaining war that we have, which is the Holy War for the Duchy of Sabastea. Let's go and crush these enemies. She's going to do it herself, and we shall show everybody that we are the ones to bring stability to the Empire. What name would suit our new dog? Let's see, Holdfast Gray. We could give it, well, I don't think we would want to name it after any ancestors or anything like that. That might be a little bit kind of shameful there. But, you know, it is a girl dog, so we are going to name her Mina after the Minotaur. So, whatever. I think that's a fine enough name. I'm not going to worry about what the name of dog is. Oh, they want white peace? Decline. We are not going to sign a white peace here. We are going to go and crush your armies. There we go. Let's form everybody up, and we will lead the army ourselves because we have to prove that we are the ones who will bring peace to the Empire. We could actually just disband all of our troops and then raise them up here, but the time that it would take to raise them up would really kind of mitigate any advantage we would get from that, so we'll just walk them over. We don't need to worry about too much of this stuff. We still have the heir to the House of Ali in our prison. Don't worry, Ali, we'll get to you soon enough, but we do want to have a little bit of peace here before we get to that. So we do need to go and deal with the enemy armies here, and we're gonna do so. Looks like they're dealing with their own rebels. Oh, that is so sad. I'm terribly sad to see that. Looks like our first vassal, Duke Timotheos of Mesopotamia, has come to pay homage, and he brings us rich gifts. Oh, excellent. I accept your generous gifts, Duke Timotheos. And our level of splendor has increased. That is even better. So we're going to take out this first allied army here. Looks like the Basilisa here is easily and handily just destroys the enemy forces here. We're going to go in and deal with... Oh, let's see. Edessa was sieged down. Greetings, my sensible liege. Your great appetites are renowned throughout the world. We are temperate, so I don't know if that's true. I've been a good, loyal vassal to you, but surely you understand that I have subjects of my own too. My current contract is very restrictive. Surely you could see the wisdom in making it more lenient. This is our sister. Seems I have little choice. She does have We Cook on us, so she wants a low levy contribution. Very well, she doesn't provide us with a significant amount of levies anyways. So what are we gonna do? We should siege. I think we have to siege this in order to get to avoid the attrition, which is fine. We gotta siege it all down anyways, so. You know what, I'm going to break off some of our armies here. Let's split them in half. The Basilisa can manage the siege, and we'll get our skilled Count of Saloum to go and hit the enemy armies up here. Once we siege them down and once we've crushed this army, I don't think it will even matter that they have managed to siege down some of our lands in the meantime. So we just got to chase them down, crush their armies. Looks like our siege forces did not land in there. Let's bring them back. Let's get the forces set up so that we have the siege engines here in the county, which I think should work if we go and break off station besiegers. Yeah, there we go. So we've stationed the besiegers. Hopefully this will mean, yeah, okay. So now the besieging army has all of the onagers, so we just have to make sure that the Basilisa does not get taken by the enemy forces. We could move over here and start sieging down Edessa. They're kind of running away, and this will keep our troops close enough so that we don't have to worry about getting hit by any forces from behind. So looks like the siege is going well. So that is good. We've got enough troops here. So we're going to siege that down. We'll go and siege this down, and then we should probably have victory, I would imagine. So we want to deal with this war here because we just want to have peace in the Empire so that we can kind of deal with stuff. And there's a lot of things that I want to do, and most of it involves not having to worry about micromanaging my army. So we're gonna deal with this, and then we'll have a time of no war so that we can focus on the roleplay and the character development and things like that for a bit. So our counselor Athanasia has died. That is unfortunate. That means that there is a new high priestess here, High Priestess Tomais of the cult of Kyrios. And oh, she actually has children. She has a daughter, the Duchess Eusebia of Spoleto. Interesting. And Theodotos Syros. That's very cool that this character is like a existing character. Not only that, but I believe indeed our uncle, Prince Apollonius, the rare male survivor of the dynasty, has made it to 54 years old and is still running the Sons of Ares and in the priesthood of Ares. So good for Apollonius on surviving that long. Have to be careful. I don't want to have the Empress's army captured here. So, and it looks like Duke Hyperion of Achaea also wants to have normal levy contribution. Very well. That's acceptable. So they're using their wee cooks that they got for assisting us in the war there. Oh, and we need a new counselor. Well, you know what? I think it's time for Agapitos Ergatis to take his position on the council. He's a very skilled theologian, and he will continue these conversions. So we're going to get him on the council here. This is one of our channel member characters. So good to see him taking a high position on our council. He's a very trusted advisor. He does have one kid, Theodulos Ergatis, who, you know what, I would like to educate in, you know, why don't we have him educate his own son, so perhaps his son will become a good theologian as well in the future. He does have a very curious mind, so I think that seems very, very fitting indeed. We're going to let time continue here. Neighboring faction has lost the war. Okay, so our cousin, distant cousin here, Duke Trajan, has lost a war against one of our own vassals. And he's fighting this one here in the Holy War for the county of Virbozna. Very well. I am curious if we'll be able to offer vassalage to some of these people. We could. Interesting. Croatia. Look at that. That's a big chunk of land. And what about Dalmatia? With religious exemption. Oh, that's very close too. Without, we might not even need the religious exemption for him. Maybe some of these other ones? No. But once we get these lands that are close to him, because the Empire has claims all the way over here, we should be able to subjugate some of these people. So that is very good to see. We will be able to expand our lands without having to do too much war, it seems. So let's see. Let's just continue this siege here. In any other courts, you came all this way for me, my songbird? After searching the hallways of Melissa's castle clad in the servant's guard to avoid notice, we're sneaking around to seduce the Melissa of House Leonidas. She lights up as she sees me. The sight of her lights me up in turn. The randy jest I donned soon lies forgotten on the floor. Whoa, we spend the whole night making sure the journey was worth the effort. Okay, well. Apparently went very well. Melissa Leonidas becomes our lover, so, and then we win the war. I guess we brought her along with the army. You know, our husband's back at home. You know, he's doing whatever he wants to do back there. That's fine. You know, we don't. He does what he does. We do what we do, and I think that is perfectly fine. So it's nice that Ariadne will have some like actual romantic love in her life, even if she does have a good friendship with her husband here. So. And we shall enforce our demand. So he's going to pay 93 to us. We get a bunch of small little bonuses, but more importantly, that this war is done. There we go. So peace within the empire. There's like a small little internal rebellion going on here in Armeniac, but other than that, things are very stable. Let us see who might be willing to submit to the authority of the very powerful Basilisa Ariadne here. Let's see. Will Dalmatia accept with low? Oh, this is close. I wonder, let's see, does his opinion of us, it does affect it. So what if we send you a gift, 150? That's pretty expensive. When we could potentially, no, we can't sway him because he's a child. What if we gift you like an artifact that we're not using? You know, we've got so many of these hides and things like that, and I don't even know if all of them are displayed. What about if we send you this? His opinion will go up by 5. You know, let's see if this will. Just still not quite enough. And probably once that holy order. Oh, and now he's at war. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Let's go and get Croatia here anyways. So let's offer him a vassalage. Dalmatia, you are at war with, it looks like a rebellion. Somebody's planning to kill Maximus. You know, stop the villain behind this. Indeed. Indeed. And there we go. He accepts our offer of vassalization here. So that's a pretty nice little expansion here. If we could assist Duke Trajan, that would be ideal. What do we have here? Pay ransom. Oh yeah, he wants to pay some money to us. He wants to pay some money to us. Very well. And then we have an invitation to a feast. This is Duchess Sophia of Thessaly. You know what? Very well. We are going to plan a grand tour, but we can go to a feast first, I think. It's gonna estimate arrival 27th. Activity starts May. Yeah, you know what? That's a long time to spend doing that. I think we're probably gonna plan out our grand tour instead, because I don't want to spend a ton of time going to this feast. So now that we've got that, would any of these other people accept vassalage? They're at war. Serbia is obviously too powerful. What about Nitra? No, they would not. It's not too far away. But yeah, not close enough. So, but we could get Dalmatia once he's done with his war. Oh, he's assisting one of his allies. So, in any case, can we offer some assistance to our cousin here, and then get him to assist us with that? We could probably just raise up our troops in Ragusa here and quickly go and crush his enemies for him. So let's go here, raise them all, and this should be a pretty quick victory here. And then we can go and prepare for our grand tour. Let's see if we can get in here to assist with the fight here before it's too late. Looks like we're gonna maybe get there in time. Yeah, there we go. So it looks that we crushed the enemy army here. Alima has been harboring a secret affection for Prince Eudoxios, but he responded harshly. Wow, our brother's a jerk. I don't like him. But now she mutters whenever he passes by. Childlike vices. She gets the trait vengeful. Very well. We don't like our brother anyways, so. Who is leading this war? Lower Bosnia? Let's just go in and siege him down. We'll bring one of our siege commanders, not ourselves. There's no point for the Empress to be managing a fight like this anyways, so we'll just go in very quickly, end this war here. New Varangian. Oh, nice. We got some people joining the Varangian Guard. Very cool. We are the Empress now, so we can call upon the Varangian Guard here. This guy wants to forge a goblet, but I don't want to pay for it, so we're not going to worry about that. I'm up riding my dog Mina beside me when suddenly she runs off into the farmlands. My retinue assures me she will be back. What if she doesn't? Heal. I said heal. Wait for me. I will be patient. Let's be patient. We got a new martial perk. We're going to take hit and run because we want to finish off that strategist tree. And then we're probably going to go for overseer to just cement our authority as the Empress here. Mina has run away. No matter how long I wait, she does not return. Just I'm about to give up. A rider from my retinue returns with disturbing news. He swears he saw my rival Epiphania skulking around. If she had something to do with this, Epiphania, our one rival. I will not be sad when you pass away, that's for sure. Invited to another feast. No, we can't join. We're going to be doing a grand tour like in a few weeks at most here. Let's just siege down the enemy capital here. They're sieging their land back, so that should be fine. I'm surprised. They must have a very strong fort level considering we've got so many onagers here. I would like to get some mangonels as well once we get the opportunity to do so. So some time is passing here. Now, an interesting thing to note is that obviously Alexandros is our presumed heir for now, but that does not mean he will be the heir forever. If we have another child, and we're only 29 years of age, so it's not impossible that we would get pregnant again, that child should be born in the purple, which will mean that we will have them as an heir instead, because children born in the purple have priority over children that were born before you became the emperor, so, or empress in this case. Let's see if we can get the enemy army here. I would have liked if they would have gotten their siege back, but it is what it is. Our armies are going to go in there and absolutely annihilate them. There we go. Both of them coming in and just crushing them here. There we go. I just want to do this because I want to get Zuhumlia to swear fealty to us. So I want them to end the war. And then we can have this nice contiguous kind of line, except for this little bit of Serbia, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Puglia, what are you doing here? You've kind of become independent for a moment. All right, well, not independent from the Empire, but independent from your liege. Looks like Duchess Romaine of Chaldea has come to pay homage. Very well. Accept your generous gifts. Our glory is widely known. We are exalted among men. We're on the way to living legend. We're exalted among men, and we are only 30. We're not even 30 years old. That is very rare, I would say, in this game to kind of reach. And we're almost Paragon of Virtue, which is, yeah, the 4th level of both of these. So extremely high, and things are going very well. Our aunt wants to enter an alliance. I'm good with that because that's going to prevent her from joining factions against us. There we go, the white piece, which is perfect. Now we can disband our armies. We can ask for Zuhumia to join us with normal feudal obligations. And there we go. Look at that. So we've expanded the empire without really even having to do a war of conquest, and we should be able to get Dalmatia shortly, so I'll just have to remember to do that. So we can also theoretically get the Lower Bosnia here as well. We can give them religious exemption. They're Catholic, but I'm fine with that. If we can just expand here without, you know, having to do a war for it, why wouldn't we do so? Slavonia offer, oh, they might accept as well. I'm willing to do this because this is just free territory, free expansion here that is not really costing us much at all. And you know what? We can potentially make a kingdom title here. What kind of kingdom titles do they got? Yeah, we could probably form the Kingdom of Croatia and give that to our cousin in Zuhumia, and I don't know if he would be able to hold it because this guy's pretty powerful. But that is an option, just to kind of confederate all these into one despotate. And he is of our lineage, and he is Hellenic as well. So if he can get a little bit more troops to kind of raise up his power, he doesn't have a lot of power right now. So in any case, that was pretty nice for expansion. Well, let us go and what do we have here? Court event. From my throne, I hear the visceral cries of my son and heir, Alexandros, and the sounds of a struggle. Promptly bolting up and racing down the hallway, I skid to a stop where I see my oracle, Agapitos, restraining the poor lad with one arm and awkwardly clutching a book with the other. I barely have time to bark a demand for explanation when both begin blurting out their version of events. Alexandros refuses to allow me to read him my masterpiece on the art of learning. I've heard this jury book before 1,000 times, Alexandros protests. It's so boring. Alexandro, trust that Agapitos knows best. Yeah, you know what? He's a very learned man. You would be well off to learn from him, Alexandros. Don't be a whiner. Just do your schoolwork. Somebody wants to make... oh, he has a weapon. He wants to forge a hammer. He's legendary. How much is this going to cost us? 98? I'm willing to get that. You know, we don't need the hammer ourselves, but this guy's legendary, so he might actually make us a better weapon than even the Mace of Argeus. So, you know what? As a show of, you know, a peace offering, shall we say, to our brother, why don't we give him an artifact? Why don't we give him... Oh, we could give him a sturdy shield. Oh, that's a wall ornament. Let's give him the Sword of Argeus. I think that will be pretty fine, and that's going to make him like us a lot better. He's actually a relatively powerful vassal here, so you know what? He's going to appreciate that. You know, he might not have the throne, but he does. You know, we offered him the Sword of Argeus, which is a dynasty weapon, and I think that he will appreciate that a lot. All right, let's plan this grand tour. We have not done a grand tour since we started playing with the new DLC, and I really want to see what a grand tour is all about. So, what do we do? A Majesty tour? Some events will allow especially majestic actions. Taking these earns prestige and vassal opinion, both when departing from a stop and at the end of your grand tour. We could do an intimidation tour. Some events will allow especially dreadful actions. This will earn dread. When you part from a stop, you may attempt to force your vassals out of hostile factions. Nobody's in a hostile faction. Or a taxation a tour where we can try to get money from everybody, but we don't really need that. So I think Majesty makes the most sense. So, okay, what do we have here? Select vassals and add them to the map on this grand tour. All right, I guess we're going to go and try to add at least all of the Greek vassals, right? So we can go here. Do we go and visit? I mean, that's a long, long way to go up there. We could sail across, come out around here, you know, maybe visit the northern coasts. I feel like we have to go and visit the despot, right? So let's did we mess that up? Let's retry this here. I probably could have just gone back, but I feel like I clicked on something weird there. So okay, so let's go down here. I don't see it's just too far to go visit these far-flung vassals. We even have vassals in Germany, but that's a little too much out of the way. I'd like to go here, and then maybe down here, and then here, and then we'll sail over, which is incredibly dangerous. We'll go and visit the despot. We'll go and visit Carthage. We'll come back. We won't. I don't see too much reason to go to Saloum, but we could go to Heliopolis. Oh, that's so expensive. Never mind. Okay, we actually have to be a little bit smarter about how we do this. Maybe we do 2 grand tours. We do a grand tour of Greece, and then a grand tour of some of the other lands as well. So who are our most powerful vassals? I think it would make sense to go to Thessalonica, Larissa, that's pretty important. Let's go to Arda, and then maybe we go and sail across to Philadelphia and Iconion. That's 675. And then we can visit some of our eastern vassals and then return to... No, we can't get Chalcedon. So I think that this is fine. It's going to cost a lot, but what can we do here in the during these? I think this is fine. We'll probably do more grand tours, but so we're going to go up here, then we're going to go and come back around. That looks fine to me. Also, we're not spending very much time at sea, which is nice. So what do we do? Hosted dinner or cultural festival? So we could do, you know, we are Greek, so cultural festival might not make sense, but we could do hosted dinner. Thessaly, you know, a feast. Let's kind of switch it up. Let's do a cultural festival in Epirus. Maybe we'll have a feast with our brother, a hosted dinner. We could have a cultural festival in Anatolikon would make sense because, you know, they are still Greek, but this is Anatolia. So, and then we'll do a tour of the grounds in Sabastea as well. So that's expensive, but I think that this should work. We do have some danger, so we're going to need to... ship captains aren't going to help. Where's our danger coming from? Mountains. So we definitely need some mountaineers. And what else are we getting some danger from? Hills? I mean, we've got the mountaineer here. I'm seeing some danger. And yeah, it seems just more mountains. So is there any way... Hire mercenary guards? Yeah, I mean, that's probably our best chance. It's going to cost us 1,000. Oh, but we can't afford that, so. All right, well, let's, you know what? Let's just let a little bit of time pass here, because we can do that without exiting out of this screen, so we just need to let 1 or 2 months pass, and that should be fine there. Lessons from the past. Though I will surely see many battlefields before I meet my maker, my library holds tales of war from 100 lifetimes. I've recently acquired a tome on the Great Battle of Tours, as well as a time-worn scroll written in some ancient language. Who knows what forgotten secrets it holds? We could study an old battle. Marshall goes 1, or attempt to translate the old scroll. Let's do that. Fellow servant of the Thunderer. As our order of the priesthood of Ares grows, we need more land with which to organize the defense of the Hellenic faith. Hell yeah. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Tons of money. Night falls, and the single candle illuminating the script before me becomes shorter by the hour. When it flickers to one last time and leaves me in darkness, the scroll's secrets remain undiscovered. Push forward. I think that we can take this stress, can't we? Lessons from the past. Even with the help of the dusty glossary, the scroll's reluctant to share its secrets, but I press on. As the night progresses, the most incredible story unfolds before me. Arminius, the son of a Germanic chieftain, had been raised in Rome but plotted to forge an alliance of tribes to defeat the Romans. Arminius became an officer of the Roman general Varus and advised him to take a detour through Teutoburg Forest. There, Arminius launched a series of ambushes. Due to his Roman education, Arminius knew exactly how to combat the enemy tactics and lead his people to victory. We could study the... we could focus on the translation process, or we could study the battle, which will give us pretty good. Yeah, let's study the battle of the Teutoburg Forest. Let's see, modest entourage. Do we need a bigger entourage? We can afford it now. Every available courtier will accompany us on our tour, and we can get extravagant luxuries or luxurious furniture. You know what? Let's splurge a little bit on this grand tour here. And let us start it off and head off on the very first grand tour that we have ever done in this game and in this series. So we shall see what this all leads to in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.